Hi, it's Michelle Birdsong. Okay, I want to tell you about a great video I saw. It's called Socialism and the Scandinavian Illusion. And it's by Dinesh DSouza, live at Chapman University. Dinesh made a revealing documentary about Obama called Obama 2016. Obama had him put in jail for contributing to Dinesh's friend's campaign. Dinesh's film, Obama 2016, is the highest grossing documentary, outselling Michael Moore's and Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth. Okay, this video you'll find at the YAF TV channel. And again, it's called Socialism and the Scandinavian Illusion. And I highly recommend it. He's so articulate and so generous with the details. And another video, Dinesh DSouza discusses his 2018 pardon from President Trump. And his new book is called United States of Socialism. This is a short video, but it also is well worth watching. Okay, and another video from Real Clear Politics is called Cheryl Atkinson's Interviews Glenn Beck. Beck says, I think I'll vote for Trump. And Glenn Beck has been as former President George Washington. And so Beck says, I think I'll vote for Trump, especially now with the left is gone insane. This video is posted by Ian Schwartz on February 24, 2020. Note, the Blaze TV, which is Beck's TV, along with Mark Levin, who has been as John Adams, second president of the United States, the Blaze TV reaches 165 million people a month. Another video that I recommend is called The 5 Reacts to Harvey Weinstein's Conviction. And you'll find that at the Fox News channel. Okay, and this next article is commentary from the Western Journal. And I'm giving you excerpts here. From Russ, Coronovirus being used by media to tank Trump's economy, by Carmen Sabia, February 24, 2020. The media wants a recession, and they want it to happen before the 2020 presidential election takes place in November. It looks like the coronavirus is being weaponized as yet another element to bring down Donald Trump. Now, I want to tell you the truth about the coronavirus, Limbaugh said on his radio show, according to a transcript on his website. Yeah, I'm dead right on this. The coronavirus is a common cold, folks, the nationally syndicated conservative radio host said. Trending. Bernie Sanders defends Fidel Castro. Ted Cruz exposes the absurdity with biting response. Okay, back to the Western Journal article talking about Russ. Russ says, I think the survival rate is 98%. 98% of people who get the coronavirus survive. It's a respiratory system virus. It probably is a Chi-Con, which means Chinese Communist Laboratory experiment that is in the process of being weaponized, Limbaugh said. a weaponizing of the virus to damage the economy with the goal of hurting Trump's chances at victory in November. The stock market's down like 900 points right now. The survival rate of this is 98%. You have to read very deeply to find that number, that 2% of the people get the coronavirus die. That is a far lower death statistic than any form of influenza. There's nothing unusual about the coronavirus. In fact, coronavirus is not something new. There are all kinds of viruses that have that name. Now, do not misunderstand. I'm not trying to get you to let your guard down, he assured his audiences before veering off. But he quickly came back to the topic at hand, how the media is using fear to take aim at Trump. I believe the way it's being weaponized is by virtue of the media, and I think that it is an effort to bring down Trump, and one of the ways it's being used to do this is to scare the investors, to scare people in business, Russ said. Related. Rush Limbaugh, I'm confident your prayers are working. I'm glad to hear that, Russ, because you have my prayers. Back to the article. It's to scare people into not buying treasury bills at auctions. It's to scare people into leaving, cashing out of the stock market. And sure enough, as the show began today, the stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, was down about 900 points, supposedly because of the latest news about the spread of the coronavirus. Industrial, decoded. IND is the 8th Avenue subway line, okay? So you got IND, the train of thought, US, TRIAL, trial, okay? This is a train of thought of a trial of the US. And if you go deeper into China, Russ says, you will see that all of the huge tech Silicon Valley firms are said to be terribly exposed. They could be suffering a disastrous year. Why you may not be able to buy a new iPhone or of any model this whole year. Do you know that? Because the coronavirus is so bad that the factories may never open. And if they do, they may not be anywhere near full capacity. I think he's being sarcastic here. So Apple may not be able to release any new products. You think that's not going to panic investors? It most certainly is. Oh, he's saying that's what the impression people are being given, particularly investors. Note, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., now being as Lou Ranzinger, son of Melanie Lynn Spear and grandson of T. Michelle Birdsong, said a few years ago, business, profit-taking, is evil. So back to the article. So Apple is trying to do what they can to suggest that these rumors are not true. They got new products coming this year. But the tech media hates Apple. They love anti-Apple stories. They love anything that will let them report that Apple's on its last legs. Of course, that's not true. I think the coronavirus is an effort to get Trump. It's not going to work. It's one of the latest in a long line of efforts that the drive-by media is making to somehow say that Trump and capitalism are destroying the world. Just keep in mind where the coronavirus came from. It came from a country that Bernie Sanders wants to turn the United States into a mirror image of, communist China. That's where it came from. It didn't come from an American lab. It didn't escape from an American research lab. It hasn't been spread by Americans. It starts out in a communist country. Its tentacles spread all across the world in numbers that are not big and not huge, but they're being reported as just the opposite. Just trying to keep it all in perspective. Western Journal said, so that's the end of the article, okay, that Russ was warning you about. Now, Western Journal said, we are committed to truth and accuracy in all of our journalism. Carmen Sabia, who wrote the article, is a political pundit, editor, and writer, and has been featured in various television and radio programs. He is a former professional wrestling promoter and real estate investor. Twitter at Carmen Sabia, and you can find him on Facebook. Okay, so that's the end of the article. I hope you enjoyed the information and you calm down. Stop worrying about the coronavirus. Okay, so long.